So how do you communicate that information to stakeholders? I think the biggest communication pathway and the easiest one is Teams, and that's typically, or some sort of other instant message program, but that's really the least efficient way to do it. At OneTrust, we have our own information security risk management team and program. We identify all those risks from, large to small, the overall impact of the business within our risk register and our platform. And as we go through that process, we identify who the key stakeholders across all those decisions are and those risks. We build out programs to either mitigate those risks or manage the risks, and we work to communicate that across the business if it requires a change that can impact either the user or the customer.
Communicating to stakeholders about the value of a risk management program, as well as how you're doing on your risk management program, really comes down to clear communication, having context and data that you can highlight to show examples of the things that you're doing and how it's benefiting the organization. Since risk is very much related to the potential to not achieve objectives, communicating to stakeholders that here's how we are achieving our objectives and actually reducing the potential that we might not successfully achieve our goals and our mission statement for the business.
Communicating risk to stakeholders is super important, and I think it can be done really well and it can be done very poorly. A good communication program to risk stakeholders are really focused on providing business value to them. So if you think about, put yourself in a moment in a risk stakeholder's seat, they're responding to assessments, they're responding to questionnaires, they're providing evidence, they're providing judgment, they're providing feedback, they're providing guidance. Also, the risk management team can kind of capture, collate, and put all that information together to hopefully provide back a service. And that service needs to be insights that help them run their business better. So a good example would be if a stakeholder is getting ready to onboard a new vendor and they get an insight from their risk team as they're getting ready to onboard that vendor, that vendor maybe had a major security breach or had an ethical breach in the last 6 months. Now, all of a sudden, that might change the thinking about whether or not that's the right vendor to onboard.